Hello, science fans! Here in the Philippines, we have a lot of traditional practices that allow us to grow our food, manage our health, and create products that help us survive. As we move forward to the 21st century, how do we protect these traditions while also creating more sustainable ways of living? I would like to share with you this message I gave at the 10th DLSU Innovation and Technology Fair, where I talked about the importance of making the innovation landscape more inclusive towards women, youth, and indigenous groups. Walang malaki na nakakapuwing. Nothing big becomes a moat or a bother in your eyes. This was a traditional saying I heard as a young scientist while working with mountain communities in the province of Bataan. They shared this with me as they talked about their experiences with scientists who visited their location to do research but never came back. They shared this with me with the frustration that they felt undervalued or made to feel that they were ignorant, as these scientists asked them to change their ways without even trying to learn about the unique conditions or struggles that these communities have. They share this with me because they are often driven by the desire to prove wrong the people who look down upon them. Hello, everyone. My name is Chona, and I'm a scientist, a teacher, and a science communicator. As a researcher, my team and I create innovations to help our fishers and farmers produce more food sustainably with less resources. And I've been with the biology department of the De La Salle University for the past 15 years, and my experience here has certainly shaped how I do research with the heart. I'm also a firm believer that in order for us to do our science well, we need to collaborate with as many sectors of society as possible, especially the non-science ones. And so I've created a science communication channel called SHE-ensya to help improve my science communication skills, increase the passion and interest for STEM in the Filipino people, and encourage more young people to join the STEM community. And I hope you can check out our science content in YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram later when you're free. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my honor to speak with you today to talk about the importance of recognizing the contribution of groups traditionally underserved by the intellectual property system to culture, innovation, and economic growth. As a researcher, my primary training is in molecular biology and biotechnology. I love high-tech, and I've always been fascinated by the potential impact of genetic engineering towards agriculture. However, in the early 2000s, this technology experienced rejection by the masses, especially in developing nations like the Philippines. Now, this rejection, though initially viewed as a tragedy and the failure of science communication, has helped me diversify as a scientist and allowed me to move forward towards environmental science and management. This has also made me appreciate that innovation is not always about high-tech solutions, but about creating practical and effective solutions that is appropriate for the local context. As someone who has worked with indigenous groups, I have first-hand experience on the power of traditions. The ITES have a rich knowledge of traditional ecological knowledge management systems that they have developed over centuries of living sustainably with the environment. For instance, their traditional farming practices involve the use of local seeds and natural fertilizers that have been passed down through generations. By working with the ITAS, I learned to communicate by listening, and I learned to share as I was open to receiving. And through our interactions, with me demonstrating the value of rehabilitating degraded upland ecosystems through innovations that they haven't encountered yet, I learned that there was much to gain from incorporating traditional practices with modern interventions, especially in the field of sustainable agriculture. And this is not just true for ITAS or indigenous groups. A lot of research has shown that incorporating traditional knowledge and innovation can lead to more effective and sustainable solutions. In fact, a study conducted by the ASEAN Center for Biodiversity has shown that traditional ecological knowledge has played a crucial role in the effective conservation and sustainable use of natural resources in Southeast Asia. Of course, working with local communities is not always easy. For example, as my work took me from bridge to reef and I continued to incorporate my research with community work, I have also encountered gender stereotypes as I worked with fishing communities all over the country. In many fishing communities, men are the primary fishers, and women are relegated to supporting roles. At first, there was a lot of skepticism with my presence as a woman, speaking in front of a traditionally male dominated group. However, after years of work, we overcame some of these stereotypes, and it is inspiring to see a gradual increase of female members in the group. And as more women spoke up, we discovered better practices in aquaculture. We also discovered pain points in the production processes that were previously overlooked by the male representatives. And this has allowed us to improve the technologies we have created, such as Crabifier and Alinmango, to be more efficient and useful for these groups. And this has also guided us towards our future projects in improving crablet packaging and transport all over the country. And once again, this observation is not unique to the Philippine fisheries and mangrove crab industries. Research has shown that we need gender equality across so many fields, and that with greater inclusivity in terms of gender, especially in the fields of innovation, we create more effective outcomes. For example, a study conducted by the ASEAN Women's Entrepreneur Network has shown that having more women in the field of entrepreneurship drives innovation faster and creates unique perspectives that help improve economic growth. Women and other marginalized gender groups bring to the table the opportunity to create holistic solutions to our problems, not just in STEM, but in a wide variety of fields. Now, when we jumpstart innovation by working with communities, we start at the bottom. Naiaangat natin ang mga nasa laylayan. We help the marginalized rise up through the system. By taking a grassroots approach to innovation, we can ensure that the solutions we create are not only effective, but are also sustainable and culturally appropriate. This is particularly important for groups that has been historically excluded in the innovation ecosystem. In the ASEAN region, there are many examples of important contributions from groups that are traditionally underserved by the intellectual property system. For example, the weaving communities in the Philippines has created amazing patterns for textiles that represent our cultural heritage. By supporting these communities and recognizing their contributions, we preserve these traditions while also ensuring that they get passed on in unique and innovative ways into the future. The bamboo bike or the Bam Bike project here in the Philippines is another example of using traditional and indigenous materials in order to create affordable and sustainable transport in the rural areas. In Vietnam and other parts of Southeast Asia, we see the rise in popularity of scientifically validated traditional medicine. And finally, they are recognized as a crucial part of the healthcare system. And in terms of circularity, our team, through our Eco Squad Goals initiative, works extensively with local communities to identify the best points of intervention and encouragement in order to introduce the concepts of circularity and reduce the plastic pollution problem. In conclusion, I believe that the grassroots approach to innovation is critical to creating practical and effective solutions that are appropriate for the local context. Bilang mga mananaliksik, hindi dapat natin napaparamdam sa mga local communities na sila ay maliit dahil magugulat na lang tayo at tayo'y napuwing. As researchers, we shouldn't make local communities feel that they are small and undeserving of our attention. Because in the end, we'll probably be surprised that we have made mistakes that we could have avoided with their help. It is essential to recognize the valuable contributions of groups that are traditionally underserved by the intellectual property system, especially indigenous groups, non-STEM communities, and women. By incorporating traditional practices into modern technologies and addressing gender stereotypes, we create a more inclusive and diverse innovation ecosystem that can lead to sustainable development. It is in listening to these stories, working with these local communities, and appreciating what they have that we can enrich the innovations that we seek to create. And we open ourselves to the possibility of teaching minds, touching hearts, and transforming lives. Thank you very much, and I hope you have a beautiful day. But what do you think? Can you share of other examples where tradition and high tech work together in order to improve sustainability? Are there unique traditions in your region that deserve to have more attention? Please let us know your thoughts in the comments section below.